And now, time for weekly show with a passionate India lover, chairman of ITV Gold and Parikh Worldwide Media. Get ready for loving sharing from physician, philanthropist, publisher, and India advocate in This Week.
Welcome to This Week with Dr. Sudhir Parikh. Renowned for his medical expertise and astute observations on global affairs, Padma Shri recipient Dr. Parikh joins us to delve into recent developments shaping our world. Today we'll explore politics, conflicts and cultural milestones. Dr. Parikh, thank you for being with us.
Thank you. Namaskar. Namaskar, everyone.
Dr. Parikh, with Trump winning all 7 swing states in 2024, what does this say about the priorities of American voters?
I think Trump clean winning of all the 7 important states as well as the whole election, even popular votes, that shows that people are more interested in economy, inflation, their day-to-day personal life rather than anything else. And they all are opposing probably illegal immigration, which happened during President Biden's administration, that almost 10 million people came without any check, background check or anything. So that kind of thing, people don't appreciate that.
What does it mean by winning the House and the Senate? What does it do for Republican Party?
It's a good for President Trump and Republican administration because they get kind of very easy thing to fulfill their own agendas and initiative because there is no much opposition, and even there is opposition they can overrule it because they have numbers. And now even Senate they have 53 to 47, which is 5 senators majority, plus there is a speaker. So I think that's a very big majority in the Senate to have five senators majority. So I think everything is going good for Trump, and I am sure Trump will fulfill all his election promises in no time or near future. Yeah.
Absolutely. How do you think Trump's appointments like Mike Waltz and Marco Rubio will affect US-India relations and key policies?
Well, I mean, US-India relations should be good because it won't affect much because usually, historically, all Republican administration are very friendly with India as compared to Democratic administration. That's what I observed in my 40 years of watching keenly the political activities in this country. And I think should be good, and particularly the Prime Minister Narendra Modi and President Trump has good personal relations, and I think that can be help. Plus, USA needs India for their middle class market to sell the American goods there. And that's why it's a win-win situation, and hopefully US-India relation will be better than what we had in last 4 years.
Trump plans to withdraw from the Paris Agreement. How might this impact global climate efforts and COP29?
Even he withdraws, I think whatever things are happening to control the global warming is going to go on, and it's a long-term kind of project. I mean, India is saying that they will follow all this thing by 2070, means 50 years from now.
Wow.
So I mean, it's a very slow process, but the process is going to go on, whether Trump withdraws or not withdraws.
Trump promised to end the war in Ukraine on his first day. What impact could this have on US-NATO and US-Russia relations? Do you really think this will happen?
I mean, it should happen because war is going on for last 2 years. And Russia kind of captured certain territory of the Ukraine. Russia doesn't want Ukraine to be a part of the NATO. And I'm sure rather than killing each other and rather than ruining the economy of the Ukraine and Russia, I think it's a good idea to sit down on the table and come to some kind of diplomatic solution. And in all the war, usually there is always give and take, and that's going to happen. And it can possible sooner than later.
With Israel briefing Trump on its plans for Gaza, Lebanon, and Iran, how do you see US-Israel relations evolving under his second term?
Well, I think again this Secretary of State Rubio, as well as Mark Rubio, right?
Marco Rubio.
Yeah, Marco Rubio, as well as National Advisor Walls. They both are very experienced person. They know the reality of the Middle East, and I'm sure that even though USA is for pro-Israel, but USA has to also here bring everybody under kind of one table, and then get the diplomatic solution, because there is no way Israel can win Hamas 100%, or there is no way they can win the Hezbollah 100%, and it is not reality of the life. So they have to come to that conclusion and do something.
Do you think the world order, when it is concerned with the wars, that will get worse before he actually takes oath, before it gets better?
Probably it can get worse, but I think probably not, because then everybody wants to settle. But nobody wants to settle with the kind of on one-sided settlement. Right. And therefore, I think because he will take, within less than 2 months now, he will be taking oath, and I'm sure he will try, and probably he will try before he takes oath. I mean, he'll start moving the things before that, and so probably he will do it, because I think that right now this Middle East war is affecting world economy very badly.
Right. Bitcoin surge is linked to Trump's election. What does this indicate about market sentiment, and how might Trump influence the future of cryptocurrencies?
Well, I think in general, Republican politicians, Republican senators and congressmen, majority are kind of believing in cryptocurrency. And so it is favorable for cryptocurrency industry. But again, it's a long way, because even though they pass through Senate or Congress, any rules and regulation about cryptocurrency, there is no real asset there. There is no backup asset for cryptocurrency. Plus, there will be a lot of legal challenges for that, and it may end up in Supreme Court again. So even if they start now, probably they may not able to finish before end of his term.
Oh, really?
So it's nothing to be kind of jumping about it, you know.
Are you planning to invest in cryptocurrency?
No, I already personally invested in cryptocurrency, but not in the Bitcoin per se. But I think public should, in my opinion, invest in cryptocurrency or Bitcoin related stocks like what you call MicroStrategy or Coinbase, which is kind of a kind of ETF. So it's not very risky, and it moves as market moves, it goes up, or market moves down, it goes down. But that is, the loss is less, and the gain is of course not drastic. I mean, not very high return, but there is a fairly good return. So I think everybody should. Right now, I don't think people should jump into this cryptocurrency as such per individual bitcoins or any other coins. Because as we know that 2 years ago there was a big scandal happened,
that Sam
and
Friedman.
and people lost $8 billion.
My God.
So right. So what is good about it?
But that's a great tip for our audience. Thank you. Given the economic challenges under Biden, how might Trump's tax cuts impact the economy and American households?
Well, I think a tax cut is always good. Everyone welcomes that because once you have less taxes, then you have more money to spend. And that will spur the economy, they will stimulate the economy, and then of course you have to worry about inflation too, because once if people have more money in their hand, they will end up spending, and if they spend more, then there is more inflation. So it's kind of a very tricky or sensitive balance government has to do.
Trump promises to overhaul US higher education. What impact could his reforms have on students and academics?
No, I don't think that will work. Because see, the colleges and universities are meant to have different views and different ideology. We all develop our ideology today. When we are in the 40s, 50s or 60s, we all develop this ideology when we are in 20s. And I think nobody will agree on that. And people will oppose that. And
how about wokeism?
Huh?
Wokeism.
I don't know what is
like people who are woke, transgender rights and fighting.
No, I think everybody has right to have equal rights. All human beings should have equal right, whether they are transgender or they are not transgender, they are homo, they are not homo. Everyone should have equal rights.
But indoctrinating kids and telling them, gender is fluid, which is a wrong thing to do, right?
That is also true. That is also true. So the government has to have little better regulations about it. What to do, what to say, how to present them.
How do you see India's role evolving in the global order under Trump, especially in terms of digital platforms and supply chains?
I think India is kind of coming up very fast, and India has very high, 45% of the Indian are 45 and younger, and so they all are very tech savvy. And then of course India, and as you can see here, most of the big IT company, their large portion of their employees are Indians. So Indians, Chinese, or from the island. So I think for India, I think this is a great thing can happen. And what we need in India is some manufacturing of the digital products there, and then rather than just service sector.
Should Indian immigrants or those who are the visa holders be scared when Trump takes office?
No. Only person who should get scared, those who are illegally staying here. That may get affected. But I think it will take time. It's not going to happen overnight, right? But first thing, they have 1 million illegal immigrants who are criminals. So first they want to get rid of them, and then they will close the border, and they will make it immigration process very tight. And so I don't think because most of our Indian diaspora is very kind of docile, not that criminals,
right?
And they are well educated. So for them, I don't think so. But probably he may cut back on calling parents and other family members, those who are not educated, and
And the spouses working?
Spouses working, particularly spouses who comes with the
husband's H1
visa. Yes, they can do that. But the people will get affected will be a small number.
How might Elon Musk's comments on Justin Trudeau influence India-Canada relations, especially with the growing concerns about extremism?
I think India and Canada situation is kind of a little overblown, in a sense that India and Canada should, both the governments should sit down, talk about what Canada knows about whatever they say they know about or they have evidence about. They should relay those evidence to the Indian government, and Indian government should investigate that very honestly, whether what they are saying, how much is correct or not correct. And then they should start their own, compromise diplomatically. That way the trade relations between India and Canada should not affect much, and there are a lot of Indian students are in the Canada, and they should have also very safe and better life.
Do you see future or the second term, another term for Justin Trudeau?
I think he may win. We don't know because see, sometimes what we don't like, Canadian people may like. Who knows? So I mean, and again, population of the Indian in Canada, it does affect the election, but probably is not that big percentage either.
With violence between Meitei and Kuki communities in Manipur, what should the government do to promote long-term peace?
I think again, in all this kind of conflict, whether it's a tribal conflict or it's a religious conflict, they have to sit down and they have to talk rather than keep fighting. And that's only answer, you know.
What can the government do?
Government can, because there is a BJP government there.
Right.
So our federal government can influence them because their own party is governing, right? And plus they can also influence the other party too, and then come to some kind of reasonable conclusion that don't fight because they are different or different religion or different those kind of thing, you know.
How will the debates over the Women's Reservation Bill and socio-economic policies in Parliament impact political stability and social progress in India? Talking about the winter session.
Talking about what?
Winter Parliament session in India.
Oh yeah, no, that is very important, and women should be given more and more public role. Women should be treated equally. There should not be any discrimination between man and woman for in any field, whether it is sports or politics or education, and all the women should have all the rights, equal rights as men. And I'm sure this bill will pass through easily because all party wants this.
Okay. Thank you, Dr. Parikh, for sharing your invaluable insights into these pressing global issues. Before you give out this week's message, I want to remind our viewers that you can follow Dr. Sudhir Parikh on Facebook at Dr. Parikh, and you can also follow him on X on his handle Sudh Parikh.
Thank you. Hello, dear friends. We have election results out now. We are going to have President Donald Trump will be our next president, and Republican administration will be our next administration of the country. So they got a very clear majority and mandate. So we all should respect that, and hopefully there will be a good for economy. There will be less taxes, less regulations, smaller government, and there will be a better US-India relation. So let's hope so. And I would like to, on behalf of Indian diaspora, congratulate President Trump for his glorious victory and wish him all the best. And we all Indian diaspora are with him, and we will do whatever we can do to help him to do the best governing next 4 years. Thank you, and we'll see you next time. Till then, goodbye.